Hey, I'm Dawn Ziegler, the Rebuilding Coach. Welcome to the free course on emotional baggage. In this video, I'm going to tell you what emotional baggage is, how to know if you have it, and what to do about it. But before we get started, let me ask, do you think your partner doesn't love you like they should? They don't make you feel loved, or maybe you think your partner isn't trustworthy. Sometimes we focus on what our partners are doing wrong, but often we think it's us. We think our emotional baggage is too much to handle and we're too damaged. Well, if you're a smart woman who worries about emotional baggage, you're in the right place. This video is for you if you think it's affecting your relationship with your husband, boyfriend, girlfriend, wife, or even somebody you just started dating. So first, what's emotional baggage? Simply, it's the mix of unprocessed and negative emotions you've picked up while living your life. It can come from childhood, past traumas, and past relationships. Basically, things happened in your life and now you look at people differently. For example, one person sees kindness, but you see manipulation. One person feels peaceful, but you feel worried. Our relationships involve emotional responses, and they're going to be prejudiced by what happened to you in the past. Sometimes having emotional baggage feels like a hamster wheel you cannot get off of. It impacts how you think and interact with others. For example, it influences how you show affection, deal with money, handle conflict, and how you deal with intimacy. Like my client who described her emotional baggage as feeling overlooked and unimportant to her mom. She noticed that whenever her husband went away for work, she felt left out. And if she didn't get lots of calls and texts from him while he was away, she felt even worse. She was convinced he didn't think she was important. So she realized her thoughts about her mom not making her feel important were related to how she felt unimportant around her husband. Another client wasn't exactly sure why she had emotional baggage, but hated how she was acting with her new boyfriend. At first, she was really worried because he didn't spend enough time with her. But then, as soon as he started seeing her more often, she was convinced he was cheating. She described the problem as always finding a problem. And then there's what happened to me. My second husband announced he was leaving me after a year and a half of marriage. It happened one night after I got home from an Al-Anon meeting. That day, I thought our marriage was going to be fine because I decided to quit focusing on his drinking. Well, he didn't agree. He said he was leaving and lots of other stuff. That day was also my last day at work, and soon after, I lost my family home, the one I'd been living in with my 3 kids for 11 years. Let me tell you, losing my marriage, my house, and my job at the same time just about did me in. And then, about 18 months after we split, I found out he'd been cheating on me. I'd been cheated on before, but I was shocked when I found out. So after my second divorce, I spent a few years in therapy and was diagnosed with PTSD. I went to a few divorce support groups, and I took some time to regroup. Then I got into a new relationship. I started dating a guy, and that is when the shit hit the fan. I was a mess. Sometimes I felt great, but a lot of the time I felt panic, overwhelming anxiety and fear. I worried constantly because I just knew something bad was going to happen. I was hypervigilant and constantly checked to make sure what he told me was true. And I cried a lot. But over the course of time, things started to get better. I learned to trust myself again. I started to trust him. I started to feel safe again, and my relationship improved. Fast forward to now. We're married and doing great. Everything isn't perfect, and since we're both human, it's never going to be. But I'm a completely different person than I was a few years ago. A few years ago, if you would have told me I'd get married again, I would have said you were batshit crazy. Coaching turned things around for me, and it's the only reason I coach women now. I saw how well it worked for me. It changed my life, and now I help women who are where I used to be. So that was a look at what emotional baggage is. In the next video, find out how to identify it.